What's going on, everyone? How we all doing today? I'm going to be going over some of the price action in Bitcoin and how we've been trading it in the 44 Investments Patreon. Um, I'm going to start a little bit bigger picture, or actually, I'm going to start a little bit smaller picture, and then we're going to move on um, to sort of discuss how the rock has been rolling. Um, After this sort of big impulse back up to these highs of our slightly bigger range that we've been in down here, um, we had a nice drop, and then we formed a range for about a week. Now, I personally thought that this range was weak. We didn't get a very definitive low put in, and then gone back up higher. This was sort of a weak push. We didn't take the low, we didn't take the low, and we just kept stacking up liquidity, doing this sort of like upwards curving low, which is generally not good. I was waiting for it to break, so I was looking for my entry, which is uh, where we identified this high here as a potential high for a swing failure pattern, which is where we entered this short here upon close, stop loss above the highs, and then we traded it down to a low. We got these projections by using a fib. This fib was simply pulled from the high to the low, um, and we'll talk about this in a second. We were actually wanting this area to get filled in line with an order block we're going to talk about in a second. But the moral is I held that short down to our negative 272, which was also our our bigger range value area low. And on top of that, it was our 50% of our order block. Um, yeah, this order block was something I was looking for to get filled as well at the value area high. Um, but now that we're at the low of the value area for our bigger range, we're at this order block. We're at this negative 272. This gives me reasons to believe we could potentially, I mean, I've flipped into a long and already taken profits, but potentially reverse up to these highs where we either see the value area high or we see the, this sort of ladder area get put in. Um, Another reason behind that is if we pull a range fib, um, we're going to see that we're currently laddering into our 702 position. So I would not be upset if we took these three lows out here, these guys down here, and moved into our 786 for a little bit deeper of a drawback to create more bearish bias so that Bitcoin could flip and liquidate pretty much the entire market. Yeah, that's definitely something that is potentially on my eye, and that would also fill the entire order block. So yeah, a little touch of that low would be nice if I say so myself. Moving, smaller time frame again. Um, if we come in here, below us, we have an NPOC, which is, or right above us, we have a naked point of control. We also have one below us, but like this guy that I'm talking about, this guy right here. But I like this guy a little bit more. It's along the highs. So I've already alerted the Discord here that these next two levels are levels we should be watching out for, and then along with this high time frame SR, we have this weekly. But again, I'd like to see these lows get taken out. So this daily is really what I'm going to look for. And now that I'm looking at this a little bit deeper, see I have my alerts on these two lines. Look at that. So you can't even see it, but the one on the last bar of our order block is this daily close. I would love for these lows to get taken out now that I'm seeing this and for this full order block to get filled. That is something that I would definitely be looking at. It's definitely a place I'd be looking along if we came lower again. As I was saying, sort of these next two scalp positions, as you can see here, are going to be sort of a short either off this NPOC or a long off this daily. This long is going to be a little bigger position that I'm going to look to compound for a swing trade. I've been talking about these order blocks for a while. I was looking for this order block to get filled here, multiple scalp points. Before we touch either of the order blocks, I was saying, listen, I'm looking for these order blocks to get filled. Be ready for lower, right? I was looking here, some cluster stuff. A lot of great scalping done in the Discord, nailing every move. Now let's get into my slightly bigger next swing trade opportunity or potential is if we pull a range from the lowest low to the highest high of this current move, then we are going to get a fib that looks like this, which is where we're currently in sort of our laddering position where we would look to enter a trade. Now, as we saw earlier, this negative 272 could be a level to get respected. If we pop on these NPOCs, we have one up here around our negative 618. That's a weekly, so that's going to be a great level. But we have an NPOC right at our negative 272, a daily naked point of control. This is going to be a level that we're really going to want to look for. We saw this on our EXO up here above, see at this 27.3 whatever. So that's definitely going to be one position we're going to be looking to enter. Now, if we pull a resistance fib from our highest high to our lowest low, we are going to get a CC. Yeah, I mean this negative, this 0.66 is just literally right on. That's 3 confluences, higher time frame on our daily. This is going to be a great level. Now, the way we could have masterly traded this was initially we entered along, right? We alerted to our group that we're going to enter along here. So we held along here up to our highs, and we took profit at this value area high sitting somewhere like this. It was higher before, but so we took highs at our value area high. Then we sort of sat out of the market waiting. We had this drop, waited for confirmation. We shorted into a potential long position, which is where, you know, if we do fully fill this, I would at this 786 or at least come back to the 702. The moral is we're going to find an entry down here on a lower time frame that I'm going to be obviously alerting the Discord with. Then we're going to trade this up back to our NPOC negative 272.66 and potentially look for now bullish market structure to get put in. That's how this would be masterfully traded. And then obviously we have a very big, we have a point of control in this old range that we were in for a while, along with the 618 and wherever that weekly NPOC is. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be, again, mega resistance. So these are things to be aware of. Yeah, if we come back down here, we traded this short down into these lows where we now is a winner. We get it done. We get it done in the Discord, that's for sure. But these are definitely two major resistance points that we're going to want to keep in mind. Oh, and then we have a negative 1-to-1 above these highs. So if we, because this high was never taken out. So this is another very interesting thing, right? We could swing failure these highs, touch the negative 1-to-1. Interesting. Well, That's the positions. That's everything I've seen in this market so far. Scalping is done on a different level, um, using my trend rev trading strategy. So obviously, we have developed a trading strategy for our members, and it's obviously very successful. But I'm not going to make videos on that because it's it's day trading. It's not really there's no prep work really involved. But that's sort of the things I think we might be looking for. Um, you know, and then like retest a value area high, something like that. We're gonna see. We're gonna see as time moves on. But those are the levels. I've charted the levels for everyone. Um, mm. There's that negative 1-to-1, by the way. Below these lows, so that's a potential. But yeah. All right, everyone, have a good one. That's everything I've been looking at. Take it easy. Join the Patreon if you guys want, um, you know, live stuff. This stuff real time because this has all been given. Bye.